What's going on YouTube? So we are back with another commentary video. This time, my week 1 game from the TGL Money League against zeddie15. This is a league that I created a few months back. Basically, Problem had created a league. It was elite, players, best of the best league. I think it was called League of Champions or something like that, and it was $100 to get in. And, after that had started, True Statement said to me, he said, there's a lot of people that wanted to play in that league, but they just couldn't afford the $100, or they just didn't want to donate $100 knowing, that they were going to play against the likes of Problem and the best of the best. So we created a money league for the rest of TGL, including a lot of people that were still in the $100 league, just for $20. Probably the worst $20 investment I've ever made in my life. I knew that there was absolutely no way I was ever getting that money back. Playing against all these, 20-year-old dudes that are just absolute beasts at Madden, and there's just no way that a guy like me is going to stand a chance. But I do get out to an early 7-0 lead. So the way that the league worked is we had a draft for teams. So I had a list of names from 1 to 32, and then basically we did random teams, and if your name was up, whatever team came up on the board, that was the team that you got. The other twist that we had, just because, I wanted to make things a little bit different, so I said, instead, let's actually make it that you have to use your team playbooks. So I got the Indianapolis Colts, which means I get to use their offense. That's great. But the one thing that everybody was hoping for throughout the entire team draft was, please, God, give me a 4-3 defense. And unfortunately for me, I got stuck with the Indianapolis Colts and a 3-4 defense, and I got to tell you, absolutely terrible. I had nothing out of this playbook. I think I played the 3-4 defense for about, I don't know, maybe a week when the game first came out, and it was evident very quick that there was no heat out of 3-4. You get a little bit of heat here and there, but nothing that big. It was all max coverage defenses. As the year went on, I definitely did come up with a few plays that I could get some heat out of, like quarter one, whatever it is, quarter one something. But mostly it was max coverage. I did nickel 2-4-5 max coverage defense, which was probably the best defense. I was thinking about doing a tip for it, but I just never got around to it because really most people are just going to use a 4-3 anyway. So we got a 14-14 ball game, and Maurice Jones-Drew was my running back last year in my main league, and he ran for an incredible amount of yards for me. Probably the most yards I ever ran for. It was like 4,000. So definitely had to make sure I got him. Jake Locker, as you guys know, yet once again, I do think he's the best quarterback in the game. And I'm definitely proving my case, because I'm working it with Jake Locker. He's got Peyton Manning, so in this draft it was all about who's going to get the mobile quarterback. If you got stuck with a non-mobile quarterback, it was going to be tough, and it was all about who's going to get that 4-3 defense. So Zeddie ended up with the Chicago Bears, a really good offense, as well as the fact that he does get the 4-3 defense. He gets his nickel normal, which is a scheme that he came up with. If you haven't seen it, go over to TGL, ask me, ask Zeddie, whatever. He came up with a really nice nickel normal scheme, which I was hoping to use parts of in the league if I got a nickel normal, but unfortunately I didn't get that. Plus I have my own nickel normal Overstorm Brave scheme that I like to use. But yeah, it's really nice. So I got Donnie Avery. My receivers were a little bit weak. I just wanted to make sure I had a great running back, a great quarterback, and my first pick was Aldon Smith. The dude just, everyone loves using the 49ers. And as I hit a nice little wheel route here to Jones-Drew, as you can see, I'm just kind of milking the running back as much as I can. If it's open, I'm taking it. That's rule number 1 in Madden 13 for me, is if the flats are open, take it. Unless you get a nice little deep pass lead up into the corner, now making it 24-21 just before halftime. And he's working it with Peyton Manning. Absolutely no doubt. I can't stop him. Again, I have the 3-4 defense. It's week 1. I've had no time to lab this. I have not a clue what to call. I'm calling max coverage defense, just making him stand back there. Hopefully, the end of the half runs out here. But again, he just Unfortunately, I don't get the pick there. So you got 40 seconds to go. You know, Zeddie's a tough opponent week 1, especially with the 4-3 defense. I got to deal with his nickel normal scheme. I knew that this is what I was going to face. So I wanted to make sure that my slide protection and blocking the running back and knowing when to run the ball was on point, just based on what I saw with the defensive line and things like that, as he throws a nice dot with 19 seconds to go to take the lead 28-24. What am I going to do? I'm going to run the ball, and I know me. I know a screen is coming. I just know it's coming, of course. End of half, that's what I'm doing. If it's the end of the half, I'm definitely doing a screen unless I can get in field goal range. So we got 7 seconds to go. I'm on the 48-yard line. I throw a nice smart roaded out route. No, I don't. I throw a curl, and I get it with a last-second field goal to make it 28-27. So I'm very happy that I got some points there. And a fumble with my first-round pick, Aldon Smith, taking it out for the touchdown. Get a nice lead. The second half, anytime you can get a play like that at the start of the second half, when a game is close, you know that things are looking real good. I mean, I've had times where EA has hated me. I've had times where EA has loved me. And that is definitely one of those times. And what the hell? Brandon Merriweather dropping the pick. And that was one of the big issues in this league this year, is a lot of people really wanted the interception number to go up. As you can see right here, I mean, I'm just dropping pick after pick. I disagreed with it. You know, in my first couple games, as you can see, even in this game, I drop about 8 picks in this game. You know, Zeddie didn't drop any. I never threw the ball to him where he was going to drop it. I dropped about 8 of them. But I still didn't believe that we should turn it up. It was a big issue. At the end of the day, we ended up turning it up. Right or wrong, it doesn't matter. I mean, you know, at the end of the year, there was only about 10 people playing anyway. Once people kind of got out of their playoff spot, as I go up again, score another touchdown to take a 41-28 lead. The league was a lot of fun. You know, I love the fact that we switched up the playbooks. A lot of people said it made it impossible for other players to win. But I disagree. I think, considering, I did pretty well. You know, as long as you have your offense clicking, it's all about offense. It's Madden 13. I mean, the game is so offensive that, yeah, the 3-4 defense, I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of times where I was just like, man, if I had the 4-3-D, considering how I did in this league with Jake Locker and the way that my offense was going, if I had any kind of defense, I really did feel, even though before the league started, I thought I was absolutely toast. I thought, you know what, I could really do some damage. But still, you know, 3-4 defense, as long as your offense is clicking, you should be good to go. Make a nice little spin with Jones Drew. And this is why I love him. Look at this dude, just break and tackle. Look at the spin move. Oh, I wanted to go so bad on that play. Look at that, 10 catches for a $159, and we are relentless. Oh, no, we actually throw to Baldwin that time. So, yeah, I mean, we got a great game here, 41-28, where pretty much it's nonstop. As I said, I didn't throw it into the hands of the opponent once. And I was looking pretty good here. I'm just throwing nice little dots, although I wished on 4th and 6 that he would have stayed on his feet and kept going. Not really sure what else to say. I'm going to try to get in as many of these TGL Money League games as I can. This is the best of the best competition. It's the best competition that I myself have ever played against, week in and week out. As I get a nice holding call there. Not sure what that was all about, but you got to throw the rocket. You got to throw the auto rocket to Jay Baldwin for the touchdown to go up 48-28. Just the second half is going my way. And again, here I drop another pick. It was crazy, but I don't know. It's different. I think I have a different mentality than some of the other players. I believe that drop picks happen. I think other people just want to catch every single interception or something like that. So it was definitely an issue that I wasn't too happy about. It was kind of made me just not even want to play, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, it was a great league. In the sense that the competition was great. And on 4th and 3, I let up a touchdown. So here I'm just thinking, oh my God, onside. I know Zeddie, he's talking a takeaway. He knows all these dudes. He's probably got some onside glitch. But luckily for me, he didn't get it. So I'm pretty much looking at it right here, like I'm just going to run the clock out for the most part. I mean, I'm still throwing the ball, but I know that my offense is clicking. I know he's running nickel normal. He's running some 4-3 over plus on me, which I was able to, identify and then just take advantage of. And this game is over now, scoring this touchdown. So, week one, I got a win after I thought I was going to go 0-16. And I got a win against a pretty good opponent who's got a really good offensive playbook and a really good defensive playbook. So I'm going to try to get as many games of this league. Next week, I play Zan. Really classic matchup, just in the sense of a lot of the talk that was going on, a lot of the stuff that happened in the game. There was probably one of the craziest plays I've seen all year in the game that happened. And I'm not talking about, a running back laying on top of a defender and then getting up and score a touchdown. I'm talking about some crazy stuff that happened. And Zan, who is, an absolute class act, made a class act move. And, I'm definitely going to try to get to that game for week 2 and get as many games as I can. So I hope you enjoyed the week 1 game. As you can see here, it's 55-35. I definitely got this game on lock. Jake Locker to me is the best quarterback in the game. He's unbelievable. His pass leading, his accuracy for me is just, I don't know, I guess it depends on the player, but it's just always been top notch as he gets a garbage touchdown here with 33 seconds to go to make it at least look half decent. Pretty high offensive game, as you can see, 490 yards, but Jake Locker with 153 rating, 26-31, almost 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks. And there you can see, just in case I don't get all the TGL games, that's what I did with Jake Locker on the season. So just to give you an inside look, absolutely love this dude. If you haven't used him yet, you gotta get out and use the Titans, man. I've been saying it all year long. The dude is an animal. I'll see you guys next time.